Hindi pa yata kayo kumakain. Sino hindi pa kumakain?
Papakain ka.
Pinagdala ko kayo ng pagkain, di ba? So, umpisahan nyo na. Wag lang kayo magkakalat. Sinong first time na umaten? Ngayon lang. Bakit ngayon lang kayo umaten? Tagal-tagal na namin dito. Ngayon lang kayo nahila. Okay. Okay, sa mga first time na naka-attend dito sa level 8, pag magto-toilet kayo, pwede kayo lumabas doon. Toilet na yan. Free ang water natin dito. Paglabas nyo ng door, may dispenser na. Wala lang baso. Sahurin nyo na lang. Be careful, may hot and cold. Siyempre, huwag kayo sa hot. Paso pa yung kamay ninyo. Okay? Sino nang may ticket sa summit? Yung iba? Baka maubusan kayo. Pag kailangan nyo ng ticket, kita nyo si Rex sa likod, yung naka-black, yung pogi.
Yo!
Oh, yun naman eh. Single yan.
Ayun na naman tayo eh.
May discount ang ticket. Marami siyang ticket. Hindi naman marami, may ticket pa siya na discounted. So kung gusto nyo, kasi pag bumili kayo online, ipiprint nyo pa. Pag bumili kayo sa kanya, ticket na. Diba? So lapitan nyo lang siya mamaya. Sa discount, siya na lang
May
bahala.
free single. Buy one ticket. Wala kung
Okay, reminder nga pala. Pwede kayo mag-take ng picture, ha? Pwede nyo i-post sa Facebook, itag nyo lahat. Huwag nyo na lang ilalagay ang location. Okay? Maliwanag? Pag may nakita ako nag-tag ng location, ibablock ko kayo sa TGFI Singapore. Sino pang hindi member ng TGFI Singapore? Lahat member na. Di nga. Sino pang hindi? Sa member na lahat. Doon sa mga nahihiya magsabi kung paano, i-search nyo lang TGFI Singapore, tapos i-click nyo join. Yun na. Member na kayo. Effort. Okay, so magandang tanghali po sa inyong lahat. So thank you for coming. I know it's Saturday, usually dapat pahinga tayo. So I'm very honored that you took the time to come here. Alam ko, based on yung mga sinasabi sa akin, some of you came from pretty far away. Yung iba daw galing pa sa kabilang dulo ng Singapore. So salamat po, and today I'll try to make it worth your time naman. Most of you I think know me. Iba kasi pinapanood pa rin yung videos ko ng Pesos and Cents. Salamat for that. It really makes me feel good up to now. Almost going on 6 years later, nagagamit pa din yun. But for those na medyo ngayon lang akong nakita, tinatanong ko sino ba ako? My name is Laraya, that's me. And my background, my academic background is this. I graduated a long time ago from the Ateneo de Manila. I have a degree in Management Engineering, after which I received an MBA with a distinction in Economics from the University of Western Australia. I'm also a professor of economics at Australian Catholic University, as well as a professor of corporate finance at the Bradford College of UK Executive MBA program. So in essence, nagtuturo ako. But I'm not just an academic. I also teach professionals. I teach for the Philippine Stock Exchange itself. I teach them valuation. Okay. What else? I also teach in RFP. I am also an RFP. So yung sila Randall, yung mga nakikita nyo sa I'm also one of them. Patch, matagal na ako. Okay. What else? I was also a former realtor. I was the youngest director of Pasay Makati Realty Board. So dati nung nagsisimula yung real estate dati, wala pang PRC yan. Di ba ngayon real estate sa Pilipinas? Meron na. So we were part of that. And then, stockbroker din ako. I also have a license in mutual funds as well. And I also train insurance people. In fact, I just finished creating a program for one of the biggest insurance companies in the Philippines. Why? Because I have to teach their people how to actually be advisors. And so, with that, I'm also a former banker. Saan ako mabot na? Yeah. I did forex trading, branch operations, fixed income trading, and I'm a blogger. I actually won an award for Blogger of the Year. I was also nominated for an outstanding Australian alumni in the Philippines. And of course, I created Pesos and Cents. And my latest venture, which I will discuss later, is called Activate. So, yan ang ginagawa ko. Long and short, bakit ko ginagawa? Because sa Pilipinas naman, and for many OFWs especially, tulad ng pinakita ng video, wala naman nagtuturo sa atin eh. Kaya taon-taon na lang, every year, bilyong-bilyong piso ang nawawala sa mga Pilipino. Tama? Kahit anong scam, paulit-ulit lang. It's the same thing. I know hindi naman lahat ng networking masama, pero madami nga, nagkakalokohan tayo. Ngayon lang nga, may issue na naman, may bago na naman. Diba, nakita nyo, kumakalat na naman yung, ano ba yung pluggle ba yun? Nasa dyaryo, nag-aaway na naman mga tao. So bakit tayo nag-aaway? Diba? And the arguments are the same. Subukan mo muna, wala namang ganito, gano'n. Yeah, that's true. So, I want you to think about something then. He's said to be one of the smartest man, if not the smartest man in history. And some people say he said this, I don't know, but it's attributed to him. But it's something I really, really believe. Yeah. Ano ibig sabihin yan? Na kung ikaw, may ginagawa ka, and it's not working, and you want something different, should you continue doing the same thing? Dapat hindi, di ba? E paano kung yun pa rin ang gusto mong gawin, walang gusto mo, pero gusto mong magbago yung resulta? Is that a reasonable expectation? What do you think? Yan ang problema ng nating mga Pilipino. Diyan nagsisimula. Kasi gusto natin magbago yung resulta, pero ayaw nating baguhin yung mga ginagawa natin. Kaya tuloy, kung ano lang nakasanayan, ganito na lang, tapos biglang nang later on, malalaman, ay, kailangan ko pala to, sige, anong ginagawa? Kahit ano na lang. And that's why, we tend to build certain behaviors, which we will be discussing today, that limit our ability. Kasi ito tanong ko. I was among the first to really go into financial literacy in the country. I created Pesos and Cents. I gave weekly talks, all of that. Libo-libong tao na ang nakausap ko. Tinuruan mag-stock market, mag-ganito, mag-ganon. Mga ganyan, ginagawa pa rin. So bakit ngayon, at hindi lang ako gumagawa nito? TGFI is doing it. TGFI is not the only group also. Marami ring mga grupo ginagawa nito. So in essence, daang libo ng tao ang naturuan regarding investing, stock market, all of those things. So bakit hanggang ngayon, wala pa rin 1 milyong Pilipino sa stock market? Opisyal yun, ha? So nasaan na yung lahat na pag pumunta sa seminar, gaganyan, pag uwi, balik sa dati. Pero gusto nila, asenso sila. Kasi nakinig eh. Diba? Nakinig na ako, okay na ako. May bago akong ginagawa. Wala, pero nakinig na ako eh. Okay na yun. Dapat umasenso na ako. Teka. Wala ka naman ginagawang bago eh. And that's the problem. Diba? I mean, it's a mean term. Tawag ko dyan minsan mga mga seminarista. Diba? Lahat ng seminar, i-attend ko. May ginagawa ka na, wala pa. Bakit? Basta. Pero pag nag-attend yan, sige, participate, todo. Taas kamay, gaganon, magtatanong. Pag uwi, balik sa dati. So ano mangyayari sa atin? May magbabago ba? Wala eh. And that's what we will be discussing today. Kasi yung technicals, yung mga ganon, madami nang gumagawa nun eh. And we listen, we nod, we agree. So how come nothing changes? How come we still do the same things over and over and over again? Our economy, by many measures, hindi to propaganda, Kahit lumabas ka ng bansa, over the past 10 years, umunlad ang Pilipinas sa totoo lang. Pero bakit marami hindi naramdaman? Bakit marami hindi umunlad? Totoo din yun. Eh kasi ano pa ginagawa nila? Ganun pa din. May binago ba sila? Wala. Eh, so, hindi naman talaga umunlad eh. Eto. Okay. Here are little things to show you that there was economic change at the very least in the Philippines. Yung mga kamag-anak niyo sa Pilipinas, ilan sa kanilang nahihirapang maghanap ng yaya ngayon? Madami? Di ba? Di ba dati ang dali makahanap ng yaya, magpatawag ka lang sa probinsya, may pupunta na. Ikaw pa mamimili. So bakit ngayon hindi na ganon? Tapos pag may mahanap, choosy na. Di ba? Ate, may wifi kayo? Di ba? Di ba may mga ganon na ngayon? Saka yung, ate, may washing machine kayo? Tama? So bakit ganon? Kasi nga, these people now have better economic options than being a yaya. It's not a glamorous life, pero kung ikaw, anong gugustuhin mo if you are in their position? Yaya to a spoiled, rich kid? O magtrabaho ka sa SM? It's not a great job, you know. Mahirap yung trabaho, I'm not saying, pero at least may oras ka, di ba? Hindi alas 2 ng madaling araw, kakatok yung alaga mo, gutom, or whatever, di ba? Hirap din makahanap ng driver ngayon. So, nagbabago eh. So, bakit pa din, for many of us, it is still a struggle? Why is it that wealth keeps on getting concentrated with a few people, whereas for the majority, na masipag naman, sinabi, masipag naman. Maabot na nga kayo dito sa kasipagan nyo eh. So, bakit hindi nag-i-improve? We have to understand that. So, since nagsisimulan tayo, saka parang hindi tayo masyadong seryoso, kasi seryoso na agad mga mukha niya eh. Parang, ano ba to? Mahaba pa usapan. So, konting ano lang muna tayo. Let's do something light. Most of you have smartphones, and one thing I love about Singapore is the internet is actually a lot better than what I'm used to. So at least, eto, subukan nyo to. Hindi to sa akin ha. This is just a fun little website I go to. Punta kayo dyan. Hindi sa akin yan ha. This is an American website. So, let's try it out. Come on. Punta kayo dyan. Baka meron lang yan yung parang yung check pad just to see your robot, yung mga ganon. So, what's it about? It's going to ask you basically a set of questions to figure out what your relationship with money is. We got relationship with money. Ayun na. Because kung titignan nyo, the typical person, pagdating sa pera, kinakahon agad eh. Di ba usually usapan pagdating sa investing, are you conservative, aggressive, moderate? Bakit? Tatlo lang ba yung kahon? So pag wala ako doon, saan ako? So pag nasa isa ako, hindi na ako pwede sa iba? Very, very limiting eh. So tatanungin ka niya, are you more this? Walang tama o mali yan ha. Mga apat, lima ay tatanong sa'yo, then at the end, bibigyan ka ng profile. Sasabihin, you are something. Subukan natin. I'll give it a few minutes. Para lang clear tayo, may makikita ka dyan parang hourglass eh. Sasabihin nasaan kayo sa hourglass na yon. Just, are you more closer to one trait, the other trait? Mga 4 o 5 yan. Sino na nakatapos? Ano po yung mabasa niya? Okay, good. Keep that in mind. He is the architect. So ano yung mga ano naman? Parang BuzzFeed lang. No?
Ano sa'yo? The Rock.
Ayun, The Rock. Sa likod, The Rock.
Story. The Rock.
Ang baskulado.
Hindi nyo kailangang bigay email nyo. Pag umabot na kayo doon, go back 1. Kasi ibig sabihin lumampas na kayo doon sa result eh. Pag hinihingi na yung email, you don't have to give it. Tapos Fish cake.
Pakain sa kambing.
Rex, ano nakuha mo?
Smart.
Spark. Okay.
Wow. May spark pa?
Spark pa.
Spark.
Nice.
Okay, so, ano yan? Well, here's the funny thing. Finance is evolving. It's a great time to be in finance right now because we are evolving. There's not such a thing known as behavioral finance. It's a marriage between psychology and finance to figure out why people do what we do. And several behavioral in the States came up with this site kasi tinitignan nila ano ba ang attitude ng tao sa pera. It's no longer just about risk profile. It's about your attitude, your relationship with money. Kasi hindi naman simple relasyon mo sa pera eh. Di ba may kilala kayong tao na minsan ang kuripot except in certain cases. So paano may classify yung taong yun sa traditional? Pag-uutangan mo ay wala talaga. Pero maluho din siya, may luho siya. So is that person aggressive, conservative? What is he? How do you classify someone like that? Isasaksak mo siya sa kahon eh. So ano yung mga profiles na yan? And of course, whenever I do this, I start with my own. Para fair naman. So I did this. I find it a lot of fun. And when I took it, medyo naano din ako kasi I really signed up for the full thing. I wanted to see how they work. So ito yung profile ko. May contrarian dito. Yun, isa. Dalawa. Okay, good. Pare-pareho tayong nito pa. So, ano yung contrarian? If you can look at the images, contrarian, the words independent, confident, nonconformist. Number one, we do not have traditional views regarding money. We're willing to try new things, and we don't really care what other people say because we believe, rightly or wrongly, that we know what we're doing. Tama? Diba? We don't tend to work well with others. We don't accept na yung tipong, bakit ko gagawin ito? Kasi that's what everyone's been doing all the time eh. We don't accept that. We will question it. Bakit nga? Basta eh. Yun, nakakaasar yung mga ganyan. Na, bakit ito gagawin ko? Basta kasi yun yung sinabi. Hindi pwede yun. Bakit nga? We ask questions. Okay? That's why yan yung matanong. We weigh the pros and cons. And we're not afraid to go against the grain. That also means we tend to piss a lot of people off. Kasi parang yabang naman ito, kala mo lahat alam. That's what we believe. So, that's how we relate to money. And in my case, that's true. I'm willing to take crazy risks with my money. Number one, because it's my money. Doesn't mean it always works out. Far from it. Pero hindi ako maninisi ng tao. Kung masunog, sunog. Pero kung kumita, alam ko, ako yun. Not because I followed somebody else. Example. What were you doing when you were 15? What were you doing when you were 15? How old were you? Almost there. 8. It's 8. Almost there. So what were you doing when you were 15? Most kids, especially during my time, pag 15, pag summer, vacation, right? Me? I was working. I came from a well-to-do family. I don't make any bones about it. But my father made it a point, when 15 na ako, pag summer, walang allowance. You want to buy something? Go work for it. So I went looking for a job. And of course, when you're 15, kahit sabi mong Ateneo ka, ano mong trabaho pwedeng gawin sa'yo? Minyan. So what was my job? Messenger. Saan? Sa stock market. That's how I started. I was a messenger in the old Makati Stock Exchange. My job was to act like a human printer. Ito yung papel, i-print mo, dalhin mo doon. May pipirma doon, balik mo dito. Ngayon, kung wala kang ginagawa, tumayo ka dyan. So 9:30 to 12. Summers, that's what I do. May sweldo, liit lang. Pero may panggastos ako. Tapos syempre, nandun ka na, tingin-tingin ka, naman itong stock market na to. So, yung kinita ko, nung first summer ko, nalugi ko yan lahat. Because I didn't know what I was doing. I was buying companies that don't exist anymore, that probably never in the world, like Black Mountain Minerals. Yan, yung mga kumpanyang ganon, Black Mountain. Tapos, bumili ako. Ito naman, medyo nawala na eh. Pero, I'm sure sa bahay nyo kilala to, Sunnyware. Ano yun? Ano ginagawa ng Sunnyware? Toilets! They were once the biggest producers of toilets in the Philippines. So, bumili ko ng shares nun. So, ano nangyari dun sa kumpanya? Wala na, na-flash na din. So, but what was my point? I lost money, but I learned my lesson. And since I was losing money and I was 15, 16, 17, pinapakain pa rin ako ng magulang ko. So, wala pa naman akong pinapakain nun. And that's how I learned this entire thing about finance. Na parang, okay pa rin talaga yung ganito, no? That's why when people ask me, how do I get to do what you do? Number one, when you're 15, go get a job. Then you begin to appreciate how hard it is to earn money. That you cannot just keep asking your parents for it. That was the biggest lesson I learned back then. So, I began to have very weird ideas about money. And sinabi ko, well, everyone else says I should do this. I will always ask why. Because everyone else says, when you work, you save. Why? What? Yan ang conformist. Sorry, kontrarya. So ano pa yung iba? Ito, may ganito. May mabas na ganito. Adventurer. Isa lang. So ayun. Adventurer. Ano, mahilig dyan? Tignan nyo, ano yung picture pinapakita? Mahilig kayong maglakbay. In a lot of things, medyo kuripot kayo, willing kayong magtipid, magtiis, magtabi, pero pag travel ang pinag-uusapan, walang laban ang savings plan sa ganon. Tama? You love expanding your horizons. You're willing to travel by yourself to experience something new. And that's why you're willing to save, you're willing to invest. Yun yung point mo to save and invest. You want to travel. You want to do different things. Kahit mag-isa ka lang, okay lang. Yan ang adventurer. Tama. Diba? So, are you conservative? Are you aggressive? So, ano ka? Makes you think differently, correct? And that's what I want people to start doing. Start thinking differently. Because if you don't, you're going to end up in exactly the same situation you are in today, which I take it you're not really that happy with. Because if you were, you wouldn't be here. You'd be enjoying your life right now. But you're here partly because part of you says, parang may kulang sa buhay. That's one reason why we're here on a Saturday on a beautiful day. So, ano pa? May ganito. Guardian. Ayan. Medyo kripat yung mga to. Medyo conservative sila sa pera. They don't like taking risks. Gusto nila nililista. Very conventional in thinking. Because ano sila sa pera, they don't like losing it. They don't like taking crazy risks from their point of view. Yan yung approach nila sa pera. That means nakakapagtabi sila pag gusto talaga nila. They're very good at that. But you have to work very hard to convince them to let go of any of it. Different, again, right? And I'm sure you know people like this. Changes the way you view things. Ito, architect. You know, may architect dito na profession. Yung architect pagdating sa to you, money is a way to build things. It's a way for you to improve yourself. Ayan, no? Very systematic ka pa. May plano yung mga yan. Ito. Kasi pag architect ka, hindi naman pwede magsimula ka agad sa taas eh. You build a good foundation, then you build from it. So willing ka to do the numbers, willing ka to go for the long haul. And ito Sa Pilipinas, dito may marami medyo pasong-paso na yung tenga ko. Ito yung naririnig ko pagdating sa finance, pagdating sa investment. Ito yung naririnig ko, especially when someone preaches something, tapos sasabihin nila palagi, long term. All-time high ng stock market natin, ano gagawin natin? Wala, long term ka naman, di ba? Nalaglag yung stock market, ano gagawin natin? Wala, long term ka naman, di ba? So ano gagawin natin? Long term ka naman, di ba? Lagi na lang long term. That's obsolete thinking. Architects understand that. They're willing to put in the time, but there has to be a plan behind it. It is not something done haphazardly. Hindi yung, uy, bago, pasok. Hindi. Pinag-aaralan. Ito. Free spirit. Meron. Free spirit. Actually, yung mga agents o advisors dito, ito yung mga masarap maging kliyente. Bakit? This is the type of people who can say, o sige, ito yung pera, bahala ka na, tawagan mo na lang ako pag may problema. So pag alam niyo yung kliyente niyo ganyan, okay yun. Pag yung prospect niyo lumabas, free spirit, okay. Hindi masyadong makulit. They're very trusting, but you should not abuse that trust. Kasi pag nagalit yan, patay na tayo. So to them, money is not the end-all and be-all of things. They know it's important, yes. But to them, it's still about life experience. Yung kasi, isa kanina, pagkaiba rin sa adventure, yung adventure gusto lumabas, ito kahit yung internal. Free spirit nga. Yan yung mga tipong gustong maging surfer sa beach. Yung mga ganon. Akyat sa bundok, magme-meditate. Free spirits. Storyteller, meron. Storyteller. Okay. Whenever I run this exercise for advisors, agents, and consultants, ito ang pinaka-popular na profile para sa ahente. Kasi makwento, mahilig sa tao, gusto bida siya. Diba? Yan yung tipong pag may party, siya yung kakanta sa karaoke. Hindi mo kailangan masyadong ano-anohin. They like being part of crowds. They like being part of an event. That's why they tend to make very good agents and advisors. Kasi kahit kanino, kaya nilang harapin eh. They can, yun, nakilala ka lang niya, mami, alam na niya buong buhay mo. Alam mo na rin buong buhay niya, best friend na kayo. Diba? Yan yung mga storyteller. They're fun. They're engaging people. Ito naman yung kabaliktaran nila, the oasis. Yan yung mga loner. Mga mag-isa. They work quietly. But they're very, very systematic also. Yan yung mga silent killer natin. Yung mga hindi nagsasalita dyan pero bilyonaryo pala. Yung mga nakikita nyo, yung parang wala man lang ano, arte sa katawan. Pero yung bank account niya, iiyak ka sa laki. Di bang ganon? Pag pumasok yan sa bangko, hanggang BP, pupuntahan siya kahit nakatsinelas lang siya. Yun yung mga taong talagang maingat. Pero mahirap pakisamahan yung mga yan. Because they have a certain way they want things done. At pag hindi ka ganon, ay, hindi pwede. Dapat ito. The thing is, their money allows them to... Di ba nga, may kasabihan eh. Pag mahirap ka, tapos ganon ka, tinasabi, may topak ka. Pag mayapa ka, sasabihin you are eccentric. Ganyan yan eh. Pag may topak ka, sasabihin, oh, he's just eccentric. But if it's a poor person, acts exactly the same, may topak talaga to. Ano ba problema nito? And ito, ambassador. May ambassador dito. Okay. Ambassador. Ayun, isa. Dalawa. Okay. Itong ambassador, masarap maging kaibigan. Bakit? Ito yung malakas manlibre. Diba? So kung may ambassador ka rin kakilala, yan yun. Because they like feeling needed. They like helping people. So, pwedeng magpalibre, umutang, yan yung mga nilalapitan. They're always willing to lend a helping hand. Biglang mami, ay, hindi ako ambassador, biglang dinideny na, hindi ako ambassador, wala na. Hindi totoo yan. But that's what they found. Again, these are American psychological profiles. So we have to take it with a grain of salt because we're Filipinos, we're very different. But it is showing you that the world of finance is evolving. It's not what it used to be. So if the world is not what it used to be, dapat ba yung actions natin, yung systems natin, yung luma pa rin, o dapat makisama tayo sa pagbabago? Dapat makisama tayo kahit konti. Kasi kung hindi, ano mangyayari sa'yo? Maiiwanan ka. The spark, yun. Yung mga taong parang excited palagi, they really go into things, they like being part of making a change. They like, parang a spark lights a fire. So yun yung gusto nila. So these are people na you want to work with eh. If they are on your side, willing silang gumastos for the greater good. Hindi mo mga ganun. Okay, so manlilibre, mga ganun.
Parang naman.
Ito, The Rock. The Rock. So, yung Rock, medyo hindi yan nakakalayo din sa contrarian, pero ito yung mga taong mahirap talaga utang kasi they never forget pag may utang ka. Yan yung talagang handang maglabas ng listahan. Tipong, teka, ng grade 5, umutang ka sa akin, di ba? Tapos ngayon, umutang ka na naman. Bayaran mo muna yon. May mga taong ganun, di ba? They're willing to help you, but hindi sila magpapauto. Yan yung mga willing na pag sobra na, ay sobra na. But they're very good friends to have. But yun nga, once you start pushing it, yan yung mga magre-reklamo talaga. Talagang bibilangan ka nila. Masabi, bakit yun? Hindi, tinulungan naman kita. Di ba? Okay? So, what does that all tell you? That people are not coming up with ways to understand why we do certain things. They're coming up with ways to better create products and services to really address our needs because quite often we don't know what we want. Sample, sige. Pag tinanong ko kayo ngayon, sino dito gusto yung mamantaas kamay? Sige, iba, dalawang kamay pa eh. Sige, gusto natin yan. Tama. Okay. Magkano yun? Yan ang tanong. Gusto mo? Magkano yun? Magkano para masabi mong mayaman ka na? Yan. Patay na tayo dyan. And take a look at how your mind is reacting as I ask you to do that. It is beginning to reject numbers. Ayaw mong lagyan ng presyo. Hirap ka nga eh. O magkano? Gusto mong imaman magkano yun? Nung panahon ng lolo at lola nyo, pag may 10 million ka na sa bangko, masasabi mo na talagang mayaman ako. Tama? Ngayon, may 10 million cash ka sa bangko, masasabi mo bang mayaman ka na? Hindi pa rin. So ano mayaman? See? So if you don't know what that is, how do you know how far you are? How do you know maybe how close you are? And how do you ever develop a plan to get from here to there if you don't even know where there is? Di ba hirap ng gumawa? Parang ganito yan eh. May kaibigan ba kayo natin nagkakayanan? O saan tayo kakain? Kahit saan. Sasabihin mo, sige Italian. Huwag doon, maano yan eh. O sige Japanese, malansay. O sige, saan mo gusto? Kahit saan. Di ba hirap magplano pag gano'n? Ay kilala, di ba? Pinoy minsan ganyan eh. Lahat na lang nagsasabihin mo, may problema. Pero pag tinanong mo, so ano gusto mo? Kahit saan, okay ako. Paano tayo gagawa ng plano niyan? Pagdating sa pera, o gusto mong mag-stock market, nakakatakot eh. O sige, gusto mong mag-time deposit, ang baba ng kita eh. Gusto mong mag-view eh, sabi sa TV, pangit eh. So ano gusto mo? Basta gusto mong mag-invest. Eh saan nga? Lahat na lang may ano eh. Diba? It makes it difficult to actually come up with a workable solution. So, let's take a look at it further. Diba? Kasi nga, bakit tayo laging nasa scam? Yeah, we're going to build up to that. Unang tanong, let's say may problema ka sa batas. May nagdemanda sa'yo. Saan ka pupunta? Sino pupuntahan mo? Sino hanapin mo? Abogado. Tama? Gusto mo yung abogado mo galing internet? Seryoso tanong yan, gusto mo ba yung abogado mo galing internet? Oo, hindi. Hindi. Diba lalo pag seryoso kaso, tama? Eh kung kasuhan ka na plunderer ka daw, ano gusto mo? Yung magdi-defend sa'yo galing lang sa kung saan-saan? Hindi, di ba? Okay. Gusto mo ng magandang bahay, gusto mo makapagpatayo ng magandang bahay, nakakaiba design, na hindi lang yung parang prefab lahat. One that will reflect your personality. Who do you go to? Saan tayo pupunta? Architect, tama. Di ba madali lang naman mag-drawing? Gawa ka lang ng guhit na gano'n. Di ba? Dali lang naman yun. Diba? Lahat naman ng kahit bata kaya mag-drawing eh. So ba't kailangan mo pa ng architect? Di ba? Ayan. Sana walang mangyari dito ah. Yung ganyan biglang may atakihin dito. Pag ganyan, may sumakit. Saan ka pupunta? Sino hanapin mo pag ganyan? Doktor, di ba? Ngayon, ewan ko dito sa Singapore, pero di ba sa Pilipinas, pag pumunta ka sa mga doctor's clinic, ang haba na nung pila sa labas, wala pa yung doktor. Diba? May nakaganon na, meron na kung ano-ano dyan, alam mo na nga may sakit, wala pa rin yung doktor, dahil naghihintay sila. Ngayon, lahat ba na pupunta sa doktor, gumagaling? Siyempre hindi, kasi mamatay din tayo lahat. Tama? Ngayon, pag hindi ka gumaling, sorry bayad? May ganun ba? Seryoso tanong yan, pag hindi ka gumaling, may sorry bayad? Wala, di ba? Bakit? Bakit di sorry bayad? Eh, hindi gumaling eh. Bakit? Bakit? Really, that's an honest question. Bakit hindi isosoli ang bayad pag hindi ka tumaling? Eh, doktor siya, dapat alam niya yun eh. Nag-aral yan eh. So, bakit? Diba? May oath pa nga sila na dapat pagalingin nila ang mga tao eh. So, bakit walang soli bayad? Pag namatay sa operating table, bakit walang soli bayad? Bakit maniningil pa rin yan? Namatay na nga, may PF pa din. Bakit? And why are we okay with that, by the way? But we are, right? You are, right? Tanggap natin yon. Okay. Yung tanong ka sa pera. Saan pupunta? Sino pupunta? Delikado yan. Problema tayo dyan. Here's why. This is what I'm trying to build, and this is why I still give these talks today. Because it's good in Singapore, it's a total story. I urge you to exploit it. But in the Philippines, for your friends and family, that is the situation. Sa totoo wala. There is no such thing professionally as a financial advisor in the Philippines. None. Pumunta kayong PRC, walang financial advisory license doon. And yet so many people run around calling themselves financial advisors. Agreed? In the Philippines? Yeah. I know a lot of them. I try to teach them. But here's the problem. When I teach them, are they competent? Yan, dito na kami nag-aaway. Iba kasi yung may alam ka at iba yung professional competence. Magkaibang bagay yun eh. You can read every law on the internet. Agreed? Pwede mong basahin lahat ng Supreme Court decisions. It's available online. You can read, you can download most if not all Philippine laws and the IRRs required. You can download it all. Does that make you a lawyer? Does that make you a lawyer? No, right? Meron nga eh, may isang case nga eh, naawa na ako eh. Isang matanda, 10 beses na siyang nagbabar exam sa Pilipinas. He was already in his 60s or 70s at that point. 10 beses na siyang nagbabar, kasi you can take the bar as many times as you want. Hindi pa rin siya pumapasa. So nagpetisyon na siya sa Supreme Court na sana man lang daw, i-grant na lang siya kahit honorary lang so that he could die as a lawyer. What do you think the Supreme Court said? No. Why? Because being a lawyer is serious. That is why there is the bar. And the minute we give you an exception, o di lahat na lang, may kanya-kanyang crying story na, ay ako din, parang nung makita ko nung anak ko na ganito, ay ako din, ganyan. So where do we stop? Where do we draw the line? So when it comes to money, when it comes to financial advice, here's the thing. Yung kausap po ba talagang professionally, may alam mo, pinulot lang niya sa Google yan. What is your proof they know anything? Marami siyang followers? Is that it? How do you know? I know the training programs these people undergo. And here's the thing, it's very, very industry specific. Life insurance, isang lisensya yan. And yes, if you pass that exam, you are therefore professionally competent to discuss life insurance and the attendant risks of life insurance. Tama yun. Pero, may alam ka ba about fund management? Have you actually ever managed a fund yourself? So how do you know how fund managers work? Professionally, ah. Have you ever done it? Have you ever passed the exam for it? No. So how can you give professional quality advice? Tama naman yung logic ko, di ba? Iba kasi yung alam mo lang, I mean, we all know some healthcare. We all know vitamin C is good for us. We all know vitamin A is good. We all know we should exercise. We all know we should avoid fatty foods and all of those things. But if something goes wrong, we go to a doctor, correct? Bakit hindi ka na lang magtanong sa Google kung ano gagawin mo? Bakit hindi? Nandun naman, they say everything's on the internet. That's true, by the way. So why don't you just ask, sakit yung dibdib ko, tanong ko sa Google. Google, bakit may chest pain ako? Diba? So, okay. Oh, may alam ba siya talaga sa stock market? Again, iba yung, and the scary part is, and this is again where I get into fights with people. Some people teach about the stock market when I personally know they failed the professional exam. Tama ba yun? Magtuturo ka, eh yung professional exam nga, binagsak mo. Tapos sasabihin mo, alam mo yung stock market. Tapos magtitiwala ang tao. Don't you think that's dangerous? Parang pupunta ka sa doktor, uy, nagbasa ako ng novel ha. Pwede na ako mag-doktor, ititilip na kita. Isn't that dangerous? So if you're not willing to accept that with your personal health, why are you willing to accept that with your financial health when those two are very, very closely related? Isa sa pinakamalaking causes ng stress sa tao, ano? Ano? Di ba pera? No. As real estate. OFWs especially love real estate. Because again, traditional Filipino thinking is, dapat you own your house. Agreed? Personally, I don't believe in that as much. I used to, not as much anymore. Especially if you're young. Because I know a lot of you want to go home. Agreed. But will that ever happen? We don't know. So why are you going to buy an asset that will be very, very hard to liquidate? And when you say you're going to rent it out, have you actually done the numbers as to whether that is a good idea? By the way, if you haven't and someone else ran those numbers for you, who ran the numbers? You or someone paid to sell that product? So what do you think? Are they actually ever going to say it's a bad idea? again, I understand that industry. I was part of that industry. And that is why it has to be clear. When you are facing someone, ano ba yung engagement nyo? If they say they're an advisor or whatever, okay, that's great. Fantastic. But are they competent? The thing is, lawyers, doctors, realtors, engineers, almost every other knowledge-based profession in the Philippines is required to improve themselves. Di ba kaya ngayon, doktor, may mga seminar yan every year? Di ba yung abogado, every year dapat meron din silang seminar? You know, in finance, there's no such requirement. So this person that you're talking to, yes, they passed the exam, great. But if they passed the exam 3, 5, 10 years ago, they were never required to learn anything new. So how do you know their advice is still relevant? Gusto mo ba yung doktor mo, ang alam niya 20 year ago treatments pa? O gusto mo alam niya yung latest? That's why those professions do that. To make sure the professionals are up to date with the latest theories, the latest models, the latest tools. Pero sa finance, walang ganun eh. That's why quite often the advice is now obsolete. Because the methods used were correct before, agreed, but they are not as relevant today. Because laws changed, products evolved, people changed. So why are you using a strategy for the 80s and 90s to someone today in 2017? Iba mag-isip mga tao ngayon, tama? So bakit ganun pa rin yung method? Kasi wala ngang requirement na mag-improve eh. So kung wala kang mapagtanungan, paano ka nga naman hindi mai-scam? Diba? Eh feeling mo, pag nagtanong ka dyan, ay sasagot lang, ay pangit yan, ito na lang bilhin mo. Diba? Tapos syempre, pagbalik mo doon, sasagot, hindi totoo yun. So magturuan na lang tayo. Kaya tingnan mo sa ano ngayon, nag-aaway lahat. Do they understand foreign currencies? Do they understand world economies? Because if someone is going to create a long-term plan for you, they better know what the long-term trend of the economy is. Tama naman, di ba? Eh kung hindi nila alam yan, how can they create a viable long-term plan for you? If they don't even know which way the economies are going. Sample. If you're getting a housing loan or a real estate loan, ano dapat gagawin niyo ngayon? Fixed o floating? Fixed o floating? See? That's a big decision, by the way. That is going to tie you up for 5, 10, even 20 years. Agreed? So don't you think you should know which direction interest rates are going first before you make that decision? So ano gagawin natin? Okay. Tatalin niyo yung pera niyo. Diba? 10 years, babayaran mo yan. And you don't even know which way the ano are going. Short answer, interest rates are expected to go up. So if interest rates are expected to go up, what should you do now? Fix mo, di ba? Subukan nyo pumunta sa ano ngayon, pag fix, sasabihin nila, Sir, float na lang natin, mababa naman ngayon eh. Oo, mababa ngayon, but it's expected to go up. Fix mo na. 10 years ago, di ba usapan? Why? Because 10 years ago, interest rates were expected to go down, so what you should do? I-float, di ba? Ang dialogue naman was, Sir, i-fix na natin para sigurado. And if you don't know which way interest rates are expected to go, how do you make that decision? A wrong decision there will cost you potentially millions of pesos. And you're going to leave that in the hands of someone who may not even know which direction the world is going. I'm not saying we are omniscient. Far from it. Far, far, far from it. In fact, sa mga economists, may joke nga, in any gathering of 10 people, there cannot be more than 3 economists because if there are more than 3, mag-aaway na yan, bad trip na ang buong party. Because we will always disagree about anything. Eh. But to make a decision like that, na for 20 years, bubunuin mo, kasi minsan diba 20 years ang bayaran dyan? Don't you think you should have as much information before you sign anything? Yun nga eh, minsan, again, behavior ang pag-usapan natin. Sir, mag-sign na, may libreng payong. Ay, patay tayo dyan. Di ba kaya bumili ng payong? Diba? Yung decision mo na milyong piso, masasara dahil sa payong. Mahal naman na payong nun. But you see people do that, agreed? So why do you agree to that? Tapos yan. When I give talks to advisors especially, and dito yun eh, when they find out I'm the professor, tapos I have a sort of reputation even among my students, malakas ang magbagsak eh. Seryoso yun. If I don't think you've earned it, I'm going to fail. I don't care. I teach in a British school, MBA. Ang mahal ng tuition doon. There was this one term, 1/4 of my class binagsak. Kasi hindi ko nagustuhan yung quality eh. Dineklamo ko. Kasi mahal ng tuition eh. It was several thousand euros. Tapos eh, ulitin nila, several thousand euros ulit yun. So syempre, galit. Nireklamo ko dito, in-uphold yung grade ko dito. Reklamo sila sa London. All my grades were upheld. Because I believe, for a professional, if you don't earn it, you don't get it. Kaya tinatawag na professional eh. Pag amateur ka, sige okay lang, para-para tayo. But if you say you're a professional, act like that. And for you, what I plan to do today is when you're dealing with someone, look for certain things. Demand certain things from your financial professional. Because minsan, kung hindi mo alam kung ano dapat hinahanap mo, ang daling magoyo eh. Hindi mo alam, wala palang, baka may mas alam ka dito sa kausap mo eh. Delikado yun. Baka mamaya pag magtanong ka, mas takot pa siya kaysa sa'yo eh. And that's why, again, people end up in bad financial situations. Because the so-called professionals quite often are not professionally competent. And because they're not professionally competent, the advice is not professional grade. And then, should you be surprised if the plan doesn't work out? Which brings me now to this. Human behavior. It's very interesting because for us Filipinos, medyo predictable na talaga tayo pagdating sa pera. We behave in certain ways that also allow, that's why we keep getting scammed. Nakaprogram na sa isip natin eh, alam na eh. Alam na kung paano tayong sundutin eh, para mapapunta doon eh. And we have to be aware. Because that's the only way you have a chance. In classical economics, kung natatandaan niyo pa, I know that for some of us like me, it's ancient history. For some of you, it's relatively new, it's relatively recent. Sa classical economics, di ba sinasabi natin, the assumption is people are rational. Tama? Yung economics 101 eh. People are rational, that's why the law of supply and demand works, ceteris paribus, all of these things. The assumption of classical economics is people are rational in general. That they will do the right thing. They will do the optimum thing. They will do the logical thing. However, also, if people were rational, we would all be in better shape. I would have lost some weight by now. We all know we should exercise, right? So how come we don't? Ilan sa atin ang nagbalak mag-gym nung simula ng taon na to? Ilan sa atin ang nagsubok mag-diet na kung ano-ano? May Cohen diet, may caveman diet. Meron yung 5 o'clock diet. Then mataba pang tayo. So bakit? Di ba kung rational ka, alam mo naman kailangan mong mag-exercise. Alam mo namang hindi ka dapat kumakain yan. Pero pag nakatitig na sa'yo ng lechon, pag tinitignan ka na, matatanggihan mo ba yan talaga? Diba? Lalo na pag piyesta sa bayan at umuwi kayo. Diba? Umuwi kayo, piyesta. Nakatingin sa yung lechon. Will you say no? Tatanggihan mo ba yan? Pinaghandaan ka ng mga kababayan mo, ginastusan ka. You know, they're really happy to see you. They bring out the best. Tapos biglang sasabihin, no thanks, I'm gonna die. Yabang talaga nito. Siya na ngayon na tinatanggihan pa grasya. Yabang, nakapag ano lang, kala mo na kung sino, may accent pa. Pag galing dito, biglang naglalala ka na rin pag uwi. Hi, la! Ganun na rin mo. So, isn't this true? It is. Especially when it comes to money. If people were really rational about money, we would not be having this discussion today. So the question pretty much is this. Why do people behave the way they do? Especially when it comes to money. Kaya tayo paulit-ulit na i-scam. Kaya kahit ngayon, kahit umasenso na marami sa Pilipinas, according to the Insurance Commission, wala pang 4.5 milyong Pilipino ang bumili ng sarili nilang insurance at ang binibili nila lagi minimum. Diba? Pag may lumapit sa inyo sa Pilipinas, so kahit dito, in-offer ng insurance, ang unang tanong ng marami, magkano yung minimum?